Also based at Nabe are units of one of the Navy's newest craft, the River Patrol Boat, or PBR. The PBR, developed from an existing civilian pleasure craft, has been redesigned and equipped for use in Operation Game Warden on the rivers of Vietnam.
I'll be the patrol officer, Stingray 1. Cover boat will be Stingray 17. We have friendly ambushes located tonight here and here.
These are the men who ride the PBRs. Their mission is to conduct continuous patrols day and night, denying the use of the waterways to the Viet Cong for the transport of men, supplies, or communication.
2300 in the dark of the moon, and the crossing attempts tonight will probably occur sometime between 2300 and 0300. I want one boat positioned in here all the time. The other boat will patrol through the complete area.
Each boat carries a 4-man crew, consisting of the boat captain and helmsman, a forward machine gunner manning twin 50s, and an aft gunner manning a single 50 with an M79 grenade launcher. The PBR is a high-speed fiberglass boat, drawing only 18 inches of water, with no propellers or other hull protrusions. It is powered at speeds up to 25 knots by water jet pumps, which not only drive the boat, but also steer it. Here in the Rung Sat, the primary mission is to keep the shipping channel secure. To the PBRs, this means constant patrol, checking out any suspicious craft or unusual activity along the shore. By denying the VC the ability to move freely in this area, Operation Game Warden has kept open the vital shipping route into Saigon. In addition to their important contribution to the security of the Rung Sat, PBRs operate at several other locations in the Delta. At Binh Tui, near Can Tho, on the Basak River, is the headquarters for the River Patrol Force. From this command center, the activities of Operation Game Warden units throughout the Delta are coordinated. Almost everything that moves any distance in the Delta moves by water. These men, from intelligence reports and first-hand observation, keep up to date on where the VC are and what they're doing.
We don't have any support in there other than the Sea Wolves. We can get them for you in about 6-7 minutes. Make sure you've got your ammo checked out, your chow. Make sure you've got all your charts up to date.
The critical importance of controlling the rivers and canals is what has brought the small boat Navy to the Delta. Their job is to secure the waterways for those who are engaged in legitimate business and travel, and to deny them to the Viet Cong. Like their shipmates in the coastal waters, the men of Operation Game Warden spend much of their time boarding and searching the thousands of civilian craft which crowd the inland waterways. Representatives of the Vietnamese National Police assigned to duty with the PBRs advise their American counterparts, check documents, and interpret the objectives of Operation Game Warden to the Vietnamese people. 9 times out of 10, they're simply on their way to market or returning home. As a gesture of friendship, soap or cigarettes may be given to the people, or a printed explanation of how Operation Game Warden hopes to protect and benefit them. Then the PBRs resume their routine patrols, 9 times out of 10. But then there's the 10th time.
Warden X-ray 1, this is Warden X-ray. I have sampan crossing up ahead. Break, I will attempt to intercept. Take off.
Warning shots fired in the air are the signal for a suspicious craft to stop and identify itself.
Warden X-ray 1, this is Warden X-ray. It seems to be heading to the beach. Take area under fire. Try for maximum results, over.
A junk or sampan that turns to run from a PBR has something to hide. And in VC territory, the PBRs don't take any chances.
Warden 1, Warden X-ray, over.
This is Warden 1, roger, over.
Warden 1, this is Warden X-ray, 1
weapons, abandoned sampan headed up the beach, taken area under fire. We'll amplify later. Over.
This is Warden 1, roger out.
Return fire from the riverbank indicates a larger force supporting the crossing. What looks at first like a couple of farmers or fishermen may turn out to be VC carrying intelligence, supplies, weapons, or the sampan loaded with explosives.
Warden 1, Warden X-ray receiving heavy automatic weapons fire, vicinity of evasion. Request scramble Seawolves, over.
This is Warden 1, roger out. Steel Base 3, this is Warden, scramble Seawolves.
At the River Patrol Force headquarters, the request for air support is relayed to an LST downriver, which serves as one of the several bases for special Navy helicopters supporting the PBRs. These are the Seawolves, armed helicopter gunships operated by Navy pilots from LSTs and airstrips throughout the Delta. They stand by on call to provide reconnaissance or fire support for the PBRs. Armed with machine guns and air-to-surface rockets, the Seawolves are prepared to move quickly to the scene of action. By working together, the PBR Seawolf team can deliver that extra measure of firepower which gives the edge to the small boat Navy. With nightfall, the Delta undergoes a subtle change, for the night presents a special challenge. The Viet Cong take advantage of the hours of darkness to activate their lines of communication. For the PBR crews preparing for night patrol, there is the knowledge that now is when they're most likely to encounter the VC. Again, they move out to their stations in pairs. Through the long, warm night, they maintain their vigil, either moving quietly along the river or lurking, silent and invisible, at the location of some suspected VC crossing point. Night patrols by the units of Operation Game Warden have sharply limited the mobility of the Viet Cong guerrillas in an area where they once moved almost at will. In a search for shallow draft, high-speed craft, the Navy examines various hulls and propulsion systems, many of them already being used at the time in some of the newest pleasure boats and in small commercial crafts, such as this high-speed supply and replenishment boat being used with offshore oil well rigs in the Gulf of Mexico. From this civilian hull is developed a new military craft, the U.S. Navy's Patrol Craft Fast, better known as the Swift boat. 50 feet long and capable of running at 25 knots, the Swift boat is armed with twin 50 caliber machine guns forward and a single 50 mounted with an 81 millimeter mortar aft. The Swifts are the first of the new Navy small boats to operate in Vietnam. There are two basic areas of operation for the small boat Navy in Vietnam: in the rivers and along the coast. The Swift boats were assigned to Operation Market Time, the Navy's code name for coastal patrol and security. Each day along the coast of Vietnam, thousands of civilian craft take to the waters in normal activities of fishing, travel, and marketing. To prevent the enemy from mixing with this normal traffic for smuggling and infiltration, the units of Operation Market Time are constantly on patrol. Operation Market Time is a continuous round-the-clock effort which is coordinated through 5 coastal surveillance centers located at key points along the coast. At each center, U.S. naval personnel work together with the South Vietnamese Navy to direct the activities of the units assigned to their surveillance area.
Anyone have Red Baron 3-2 proceed to intercept at that junk?
Sir. Red Baron 3-2, this is Coast Watcher, over.
A suspicious contact report received at the Coastal Surveillance Center is relayed to a Swift boat patrolling on station.
Coast Watcher, this is Red Baron 3-2, roger, over.
3-2, this is Coast Watcher.
A small cargo junk has just departed the beach.
This contact is unidentified. Proceed to intercept. Over.
Coast Watch, this is Red Baron 3-2. Roger, break. We'll intercept. Over.
Set general quarters, prepare to board and search.
The Swifts board hundreds of junks each day, searching for possible Viet Cong contraband, separating it from legitimate cargo. Because papers may have been falsified, holds are opened and inspected. Identification cards and cargo manifests have to be checked. If contraband is found, or if their papers are not in order, the men will be turned over to Vietnamese authorities. But the majority of people who encounter the American Swift boats are legitimate fishermen or merchants. And an important byproduct of Operation Market Time is the goodwill exchange between the American sailors and those who are operating within established regulations. Swift boats have also assisted in many special operations. The 81mm mortar gives the Swift the capability to support friendly troop operations or defend Vietnamese outposts along the coast. In a firefight, the Swift's 50 caliber machine guns have been used to support reconnaissance teams, amphibious assaults, and cover the evacuation of wounded from combat areas.